Imagine quitting your 9 to 5 job in just a few years, living off money that flows into your bank account while you sip coffee on a beach or binge watch your favorite show. Sound like a dream? What if I told you that millionaires are doing this right now with a strategy so simple, you'll wish you started yesterday? Welcome to the world of dividend investing, where your money works harder than you ever did. And today, I'm spilling the exact blueprint to build a dividend income fast, enough to ditch your job for good. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know the secrets the wealthy use to escape the rat race, and trust me, it's not as hard as you think. Let's start with a problem that keeps most people awake at night. You're stuck in a job you tolerate, trading hours for dollars, while your dreams of freedom feel like they're slipping further away every year. Why does it feel like no matter how hard you work, you're never getting ahead? The answer is simply you're relying on active income, where you have to show up, clock in, and grind, just to pay the bills. But what if there was a way to make money while you sleep, without needing to beg for a raise or work overtime? That's where dividends come in. And here's the kicker. You don't need to be a Wall Street genius or have $1 million to start. Ordinary people, like teachers, nurses, and even baristas, are building dividend portfolios that replace their salaries. Want to know their secret? Let's dive in. First, what even are dividends? Picture this. You own a piece of a massive company like Apple, Coca-Cola, or even your favorite fast food chain. These companies make billions in profits, and instead of keeping it all, they share a chunk of that cash with you, their shareholder, just for owning their stock. It's like getting a thank you check in the mail every month or quarter, without lifting a finger. For example, if you own 1,000 shares of a company paying a $1 dividend per share annually, that's $1,000 in your pocket every year, money that shows up whether you're working, sleeping, or binging Netflix. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the mystery. If dividends are so great, why isn't everyone doing this to quit their jobs? The answer lies in the first big surprise. Most people think you need a fortune to start, but you can begin with as little as $100. Yes, you heard that right, $100. Apps like Robinhood, Webull, or even traditional brokers like Fidelity let you buy fractional shares, meaning you can own a piece of expensive stocks like Amazon or Microsoft without dropping thousands. The catch? You need to know which companies to pick, because not all dividend stocks are created equal. Some are traps that could tank your portfolio, and I'll show you how to avoid those in just a minute. Now, let's talk about why dividends are your ticket to ditching your job. Unlike a side hustle that demands your evenings or a risky crypto bet that could vanish overnight, dividends are stable, predictable, and backed by some of the world's strongest companies. Imagine owning shares in Johnson & Johnson, a company that's paid dividends for over 60 years straight, even through recessions, pandemics, and market crashes. These companies are like money printing machines, and once you own enough shares, the checks keep coming, month after month, year after year. Here's the jaw-dropper. If you can build a portfolio that pays you $50,000 a year in dividends, you could quit your job and never touch your savings. But how do you get there fast? That's where the real magic happens. Here's the first step to building your dividend empire. Start small, but start smart. Open a brokerage account. Most are free, and commit to investing a fixed amount every month, even if it's just $50. The key is consistency. Think of it like planting a money tree. Every dollar you invest today grows into a stream of dividends tomorrow. But don't just throw your cash at any stock. You need to research companies with a track record of paying and increasing dividends over decades. These are called dividend aristocrats, companies like Procter & Gamble, Walmart, or Coca-Cola that have raised their dividends for at least 25 years straight. Why does this matter? Because these companies are so reliable. They're practically bulletproof, and they'll keep your income steady even when the economy takes a nosedive. But here's the second big surprise. You can supercharge your dividend income with a trick called DRIP, or dividend reinvestment plan. Instead of pocketing those dividend checks, you can automatically use them to buy more shares of the same company. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and bigger. For example, let's say you invest $10,000 in a stock paying a 4% dividend yield. That's $400 a year. If you reinvest those dividends, you're buying more shares, which means more dividends next year, maybe $416, then $432, and so on. Over 10 years, with no extra money out of your pocket, that $10,000 could be generating $700 or more annually, thanks to compounding. Mind blown yet? But wait, there's a catch. How do you pick the right stocks to make this work? Choosing the best dividend stocks is where most people mess up, and I'm not letting you fall into that trap. You want companies with three things: a strong dividend history, a reasonable payout ratio, and growth potential. The payout ratio is the percentage of profits a company pays out as dividends. If it's too high, say over 80%, the company might not have enough cash to keep paying you in tough times. Aim for companies with ratios between 30% and 60%, like PepsiCo or McDonald's. Next, check their dividend growth rate. Companies that raise dividends annually, like Target, which has increased its dividend for 53 years, are gold mines because your income keeps up with inflation. Finally, look at the yield. Divide the annual dividend by the stock price. A yield between 2% and 5% is solid. Anything higher might be a red flag. Pro tip: use free tools like Yahoo Finance or Seeking Alpha to screen for these metrics. Sound overwhelming? Don't worry. I'll share my favorite resources later to make this dead simple. Now, let's talk about speeding things up, because you don't want to wait 20 years to quit your job. Here's the third big surprise. You can hack your way to faster dividend income by targeting high-yield stocks and boosting your investments with any extra cash. High-yield stocks, like real estate investment trusts, REITs, or utility companies, can pay 5% to 8% yields, meaning your money generates cash faster. For example, a $10,000 investment in a 6% yield stock gives you $600 a year, compared to $300 at 3%. But beware, high yields can signal risk. So stick to established names like Realty Income, which has paid monthly dividends for decades. Another hack: cut one coffee, run a week, and invest that $20 over a year. That's $1,040 extra in your portfolio, generating maybe $50 more in dividends annually. Small moves add up fast. Of course, no investment is risk-free, and dividends are no exception. Imagine this: you've built a portfolio. You're getting $2,000 a month in dividends, and then bam, a market crash wipes out half your stock's value. Scary, right? Here's how to protect yourself. Diversify. Don't put all your money in one stock or even one industry. Spread it across sectors like healthcare, consumer goods, and utilities. If one sector tanks, the others can keep your income steady. Also, avoid chasing super high yield stocks offering 10% or more are often in trouble. Remember, GameStop, its dividend looked juicy until it collapsed. Stick to quality, and you'll sleep better at night. Now, let's get to the big question. How do you know when you're ready to quit your job? Picture this. You're sitting at your desk, daydreaming about traveling the world, when you check your brokerage app and see $4,000 in dividends hit your account this month, enough to cover your rent, groceries, and bills. That's the moment you realize you're free. To get there, calculate your monthly expenses. Let's say you need $3,000 a month to live comfortably. With an average dividend yield of 4%, you'd need a portfolio of $900,000 to generate $36,000 a year. Sounds like a lot, but if you invest $500 a month, at an 8% total return, dividends plus stock growth, you could hit that in about 25 years. Want to speed it up? Invest $1,000 a month, and you're looking at 18 years. Live frugally, or boost your income, and you could be there in under a decade. The math doesn't lie. Start early, and time is your best friend. Need help getting started? You don't have to do this alone. Apps like M1 Finance make it easy to set up automatic investments and reinvest dividends. Websites like Dividend.com list the best dividend stocks with all the stats you need. And if you want to geek out, grab a copy of The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. It's like the Bible for smart investing. These tools are your cheat code to building wealth without a finance degree. Here's the deal. Building a dividend income to quit your job isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a get-for-smart plan. Start with whatever you can. Pick solid companies, reinvest your dividends, and stay consistent. Before you know it, you'll be checking your bank account, seeing those dividend deposits roll in, and realizing you don't need that job anymore. Imagine waking up every day knowing your money is working for you, not the other way around. That's the power of dividends. If this video blew your mind, smash that like button. It helps us reach more people dreaming of financial freedom. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because we're dropping more game-changing money tips every week. Want to know the 5 dividend stocks I'm buying right now? Drop a comment below, and I'll share my top picks in the next video. See you there.